Hello, Aquarius. November is a month that might feel a bit like you are watching two movies at once. One is about your career and public goals speeding up, and the other one is about your inner world asking for quiet and reflection. And you'll need both storylines. One keeps you visible and engaged, and the other one keeps you sane and grounded. I am Nadia, the astrologer for people who do not necessarily believe in astrology but who love hearing their monthly forecasts, and this is yours for November 2025. Let's begin with Venus, the planet of ease, beauty, and love. She starts the month in Libra, well, she will stay until the 7th, lighting up your area of expansion, travel, learning, and sense making. It's an uplifting placement if you are studying, teaching, or doing something that connects you with people or ideas abroad. This Venus helps you find joy in it and also make pleasant connections with those people. You could get along especially well with foreigners, mentors, people from the media, people who broaden your horizon, the kind of contacts that make life feel bigger and lighter. After the 7th, Venus moves into Scorpio, where she will spend the rest of the month. Scorpio governs your career, reputation, and public image. So from that point on, Venus makes you look more competent, likable, and more in demand professionally. So if you're trying to attract clients, collaborators, or visibility, this is an excellent transit. I will be talking about Scorpio a lot in this forecast. So this career official sector of the horoscope will be very important. Before we continue, let me offer you something. I've opened 15-minute surprise welcome consults. They are quick personal readings where I show you what's most interesting about your chart or what the near future might have in store for you. They're 65 euros a piece, and there is an element of surprise since you do not know what I will find especially intriguing in your chart. It's fun for me because I will get to know you guys, and I will also get to talk about the astrological features and combinations that I am attracted to or maybe even puzzled with. You'll just pick your astrology comfort level so I don't confuse you with advanced material or bore you with basics. The offer is open until the end of December. Links here and below if you want to snag one. Now back to your forecast. Let's talk about Mars. It starts the month in Scorpio, so professional area. So the first few days of November, you may already be very busy, visible, or even a little bit stressed at work. On the 4th, though, Mars moves into Sagittarius, which rules your social life, community, and long-term goals and ideas about the future. Mars here wants you to move, connect, and advocate. You may feel pulled towards a cause or a collective project, or simply want to socialize more actively. It can be fun, but also a little bit insane. Why? Because Mars in this area can bring both collaboration and competition. So if group dynamics heat up, try not to take everything personally. You're just temporarily more passionate about your ideals, or you are temporarily dealing with passionate people. The full moon on the 5th of November shines in Taurus, lighting up your home and family area. This is the part of life that's been in flux for years, and this full moon highlights the results of that long process. Maybe you have been renovating, relocating, or redefining what home means. Around this full moon, something becomes clear. You might see the results of the efforts you began months ago, or simply realize that your living situation reflects who you have become. It's also a good time to take care of family matters, to acknowledge emotions that have been simmering beneath practical concerns. If you need to make peace with someone from your family, also good days to do that. Right after the full moon, on the 8th of November, Uranus, which is your modern ruler, retrogrades back into Taurus, so your home and family sector, for a few months until April 2026. So since 2018, Uranus in Taurus has been shaking up your foundations, where you live, who you live with, your sense of stability, of belonging. In July, it briefly left, giving you a break. Now it returns for the final round, not to shock you again, but to help you integrate the changes of the past 7 years. Maybe you have already built a freer, more flexible version of home. Maybe you've learned that emotional safety doesn't always look like predictability. Uranus's last months in Taurus will help you anchor that wisdom. So how to make your home and family life truly your own. So some Aquarians could see one more unexpected shift in family dynamics or living arrangements, but it's likely to push you closer to your truth, not away from it, and it will not happen to most of you. Now to Mercury. It starts the month in Sagittarius, the same area that Mars entered on the 4th. This is your zone of community, networks, ideas about the future. It's a busy, social, talkative placement. But on the 10th of November, Mercury turns retrograde. This is when misunderstandings or delays in plans with friends or groups can arise. Maybe someone drops the ball, or you realize that you need to revise a shared project. It's fine. Retrogrades are about refinement. Then on the 19th, Mercury slides back into Scorpio. So again, your professional sector, where it remains retrograde until the 13th. This is when the focus shifts from group projects to your career and status and reputation directly. If you're rethinking your path, renegotiating a contract, or revising a strategy of how to advance professionally, this is your cue to pause and reassess. You might reconnect with an old client or boss, or return to a past project that's worth revisiting. Do not sign anything major until December if you can help it. By then, the fog will be clear and you will have all of the necessary information. Now to Jupiter, the planet of optimism, abundance, and growth. Since June, it's been traveling through Cancer, which in your chart rules your daily work, health, routines. It's a good transit for developing habits or skills that support your well-being and productivity. Maybe you've already begun adjusting your workflow or finding ways to make your life more balanced day to day. On the 12th of November, Jupiter begins its yearly retrograde. This isn't a setback. It's an invitation to consolidate. So maybe you've started too many things at once. Maybe you're trying to learn everything. Maybe you've been expanding without structure or hiring people a lot. Jupiter retrograde helps you fine-tune. Ask yourself, what does a good routine actually mean for me? Which colleagues do I actually need? Do I need more flexibility, more rest, more focus? Which skills are monetizable, in demand on the market? So over the next few months, small adjustments may add up. By the time Jupiter moves forward again in March, you will have a sustainable rhythm in your day-to-day life, a body and schedule that supports your bigger dreams, and an idea about which of your professional skills are worth developing further. Now back to Scorpio, the most important sign of the month. This is your area of career, visibility, official status, social standing. On the 19th, Mercury retrogrades back here, bringing a wave of professional reflection. And then on the 20th, we have the new moon in Scorpio, marking a fresh chapter in those same themes. New moons are for new beginnings, but with Mercury retrograde nearby, this one starts slowly. You may plant a seed without yet knowing what it will grow into. So maybe you decide to pivot professionally, change your title, start exploring a different field. Maybe you just realize you're not happy with what your professional reputation is, but you're not quite sure what you want it to be. And there is a catch. Uranus in Taurus, this unpredictable planet, opposes this new moon. So external circumstances or a personal revelation or something connected to home and family may shake up your professional plans. Uranus isn't here to ruin your progress. It's here to make sure your next step reflects your authentic life path. And the new moon also gets wonderful support from Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, like half of the solar system, meaning that even if you are uncertain, your intuition knows the direction. Follow it without rushing to announce anything just yet, and give yourself time to try things out without coming to a final decision until December. And then we get to my favorite part, what happens after the new moon. So in the final 10 days of November, Venus and the retrograde Mercury keep moving through the late degrees of Scorpio, just in different directions. And then they revisit the same spot that the new moon activated. So they will also receive all of the beautiful flowing aspects from like Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, from Uranus, which keeps things interesting, from Taurus. This is when ideas start to mature. So maybe you are reworking a project, meeting with someone who becomes important to your career, or maybe you're finding your professional voice again after having tried out different things. Venus adds diplomacy, aesthetic sense, and charm to whatever you are doing. So if you need to negotiate, pitch, or repair a relationship with a boss or a client, this is the time. If you want to take beautiful professional pictures that you will use for work, this is also the time. Because the water signs are so active in those days, it's not about pure logic, it's more about emotional intelligence and intuition. How you make people feel will matter more than the words you actually use and the information you actually convey. So all in all, November is your professional and emotional recalibration month. Mars wants you to stay socially active. Mercury retrograde has issues with it, but the real breakthroughs come when you stop trying to control outcomes and start listening to intuition, to subtle feedback, to what feels real when you try different things, when you ask yourself questions. By early December, you'll probably have reconnected with the ambition and clarity that make you professionally unstoppable. That's it. See you in the next videos, Aquarius.